incremented intervals inside the earth, you have a barrier of radioactive materials or a band of radioactive materials, then a barrier of moderating, insulating materials, all the way down to the core itself. Now, the core is extremely important. All of this is extremely important. Are you getting the idea that in creation and symphony, on day number 3 of creation, when God said, "Let the dry land appear," all of the dry land of planet Earth appeared as an orchestrated unit with a central iron-nickel core whose primary function would be to keep the magnetic field appropriately oriented. Beyond that, you have an outer core, and then you have a huge band of insulating, moderating material. Beyond that, you have sheaths of radioactive materials interspersed in layering systems. Then you have a moderating band, a swaddling band, if you please, of asphalt and hydrocarbons to keep that energy, temperature distribution at a constant level. Above that, you have the great tehum of water, the great deep, to take those thermal energies, to receive them and to actually transfer a gently warmed water system through the granite structure, through the crystalline silica, sand, into the clays, the fountains and rivers of the earth. Did you get what I just said? As the background of the entire creation was orchestrated, so the foreground is now orchestrated. I'm saying that in the original creation, you didn't have uranium deposited on the surface of the earth, radioactive materials in great pockets. Those radioactive materials are a result of a disturbance that we will study shortly. But originally, these radioactive materials with half-lives sometime into the billions of years were actually a part of the internal structure of the earth. That solves a dating problem. The evolutionary community has postulated that since uranium-235 takes a little over 4 billion years to lose half its mass, therefore the earth is a little over 4 billion years in age. That's a non sequitur. That doesn't match. Just because uranium-235 has in excess of 4 billion years in half-life does not say that the earth is 4 billion years old. It simply says that in the original structure there were radioactive designs with a perfect balance. I live not too far from the Comanche Peak nuclear reactor. Inside that reactor is a core. That core is essentially designed with insulating, moderating elements, with pellets interspersed at engineered designed levels, pellets of fissionable radioactive material. As those pellets are lowered into shafts, then you have a controlled generation of thermal energy, heat. That heat is then applied adjacent to waters. Those waters turn to steam, turn turbines, which generate electricity, and we get the result here in the Metroplex in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Basically, the same concept is in view in the original creation. Inside planet Earth, you have a central core maintaining the electromagnetic field that had been created on days number 1 and enhanced on day number 2. And then, beyond that core, you have insulation and moderating elements, giving a gently, perfectly balanced nuclear reactor result to heat the waters and to generate a warm temperature for the Earth's streams and systems. It has been found that plants whose roots are heated just a few degrees above ambient produce more foliage and more stature. So it's logical and natural that this orchestrated system on day number 3 in the first part would be designed for the second part. So on day number 3, God created the first botanical life forms. Now, as He created those forms, He created them with immediate youth and functional maturity. Let me prove that to you. These vines and trees and grasses and shrubs and systems were so complete that the fruit was on the vine. Not only was the fruit on the vine, the seed was in the fruit. That meant that they were created with immediate youth, no scars, no blights, no marks of age. Immediate youth, but functional maturity. The fruit was on the vine and the seed was in the fruit, so that the fruit was ready to be harvested and ready to be reproduced. Well, throughout the entire creation, all the creation is designed with functional maturity. So watch what we have on day number 2. And then on day number 3. On day number 2, the firmament was created. On day number 3, the dry land appeared, and the first botanical life forms were designed, engineered, and created instantly. With the creation of the dry land, you of course have the atmospheric gases. So the atmosphere is in place. Watch this. The earth had a slightly smaller diameter than we currently enjoy. We know that from studies in astrophysics and the fossil record. So imagine a diameter of the earth approximately 85 to 88 or 90% its current diameter. That means the gravitational attraction will be a little greater. It has been found that we do need slightly more gravitational attraction. Not only that, it means that with a slightly greater gravitational attraction, the atmospheric gases of the earth would be pulled closer to the surface, actually doubling the atmospheric pressure. So we have a hyperbaric context. You have an optimal strengthening of the electromagnetic field. You have slightly enriched oxygen ratio and slightly enriched carbon dioxide ratio. Our studies show that we had approximately 23% oxygen compared to today's 20.7%. On the carbon dioxide levels, today we have 0.026%. We, from studies, analysis of the fossil record, can conclude that prior to the flood, when God created this original earth, we had approximately 0.3% carbon dioxide. We currently have 0.5 Gauss of electromagnetic energy. Apparently, we had approximately 10 times that much, bringing the Gauss to 5 Gauss instead of 0.5 that we have today. We're experiencing a lowering of the Gauss moment of electromagnetic energy. So what a wonderful creation God designed. That's day number 3.